We are live. Bear Nation, what's going on? We are live with NFL Outdated. My guy Andy's in the building. My guy DH is in the building. We got a good show for you guys tonight, man. We're going to be having a good show. We got NFL Outdated in here. We got my boy DH Money to Don in here. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that's going on within the offseason, trades, training camp. You know how it goes, man. Twitter, we are back. I appreciate everybody that's going to be pulling up to the show. So if you guys can, make sure you guys like the show, share the show, repost it. We're going to get to it, man. We're going to get to it. All right, let's get out. I'm going to try to share this and everything. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's get to it. So let's welcome in the rookie of the CNG podcast, DH Money the Don, bro. How are you feeling, bro? What has been your thoughts about this offseason? And just give me your thoughts on the offseason, the draft. How do you feel about the draft? Did it go the way that you wanted to go? What do you feel about DJ Moore being let go? You know, what's your thoughts on injuries and everything like that? Just talk to me, man. Let me know what's been your thoughts on the offseason so far.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for having me on here, first of all, man. No, shouts out to you. It's definitely an honor. Getting straight into it, though. The offseason has been great. Don't get me wrong. Draft, I was kind of worried, but then I had to remember something. Believe in Ben Johnson, right?
Right.
So we got the guys that actually play a great role, and it actually covered the line. Would I have liked the defensive end as everybody else would have? Yeah. But the thing is with that, our defensive end position is actually somewhat blocked. We got great pickups. Contavia Street, giving him a chance to get out there and do his thing. Booker, come back, get healthy, be healthy, stay healthy, and he can actually develop the way that he needs to. And honestly, if we think about it, Montez Sweat, we got 10, 11 sacks possibly again this year. If he could keep around that average like that, the defense would be great. It's that defensive tackle, that interior. So I was kind of a little upset about that, though. But everything else as far as that draft, though, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, and then if you want to go into what we lost, DJ Moore, I'm not going to lie. For me, that hurt. That definitely hurt.
Right.
A lot of people, they talk about the last play. Of course, you know, everybody say it. You're always remembered for the last thing that you do, right?
Right.
But the thing is, if it wasn't for him on the last play, Green Bay, they wouldn't be there. Let's be honest. They wouldn't have been there to make that, to have that happen. And there was other things that happened along that game that's like, you know, come on. All the comebacks that was throughout the year, DJ Moore was a part of that. First downs, touchdowns, keeping the drive going, everything. So that's why it really kind of hurt me, because it was like, man, that's the leadership that we need right there. That's one of those for sure guys. Like you have a Keenan Allen, right? If you think about it, for the teams they got, they're Keenan Allen, which is your first down guy, the guy that you go to when you need a first down. That was DJ Moore for us, and it's a business. It's a business. But I know for a fact that he's happy where he's at.
All right. I just need you guys to do one thing. Andy cannot be here, so you guys reshare the live on Twitter real quick. Appreciate you, man.
Just did, yeah.
Get to it, man. Yeah, man. It's been a crazy offseason, man. I think that this is the first time, Andy, man, and I'm gonna introduce. I just think the first time in a long time that it's a lot of stability. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stability going into this year. You know. Mm-hmm. So just give me your thoughts on the offseason and everything else.
Tell you what, I just got out of the gym. I am sweating here. It is, I'm dripping sweat here. But you know what? I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating the 2026 Chicago Bears season. I get it. No one is in on us. Everyone is doubting us, all the bettors and everything like that. What I love is Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and even Dennis Allen, a second year in all of these systems, and Dennis Allen on defense, getting the players that he wants. I get it. Online, it's like, well, you lost all of these players that had all of these turnovers. Okay, Well, they were second, third, fourth stringers. Guess who put them in the right position to make those plays? Dennis Allen. All right. And obviously the league told us what they thought about the players. Obviously, Kevin Byard, I think he's a loss, right? Fantastic leader, great player. And obviously you saw that he's on the top 100 list. But we got younger and we got faster. And what I love is that especially other teams, they're sleeping on Kobe Bryant and they're sleeping on Thieneman and they're sleeping on our other cornerbacks that we're going to be talking about. I'm excited for Terrell Smith, Malik Muhammad. Obviously, Stevenson, he's going to be pushed. But, obviously, as a Bear fan, it's to see stability on the offense and not to be talking about the offense. That's like heaven, So, obviously, the defense, as we're going to talk about, has a lot to prove. But a second year in the system, I'm excited. Obviously, losing DJ Moore, he is a great player, right? I just don't think he was an overall fit for as much money as we were going to pay him. And you just kind of look at what Ben Johnson is trying to do with the wide receiver core. Our top three, I'll take our top three over any other team, and obviously, we got a tight end who can be top three in the league, and I said this on my podcast. Now, obviously, the draft, it was kind of a weird pick, the Sam Roush pick, right? But I think, obviously maybe that gives us flexibility in future years with Cole Kmet. But for the time being, I think, and I'm going to say this, maybe it's controversial, I think we have the best tight end room in the history of the NFL. This is a fantastic room, and I'm excited what Ben Johnson's going to do on offense. He has more toys. He's got players that fit his system, and that's what I love. Obviously, losing DJ Moore, but when you look at it, he really he came on obviously in the playoffs, and he was that veteran presence that we needed. Mm-hmm. But when you look at it, we have the talent there to replace him, and that's obviously it is trust Ben Johnson and it's trust Dennis Allen, and I'm excited. I'm not sweating 2026. I'm not ready to say Super Bowl yet, right? Because we're still maybe a year away. But I wouldn't be surprised if we make a deep run. And I don't care if people are saying that we have a tough schedule. This time last year, we had, the second or third toughest schedule as well. None of that means anything until you play the games. And I love the mindset of our coach, our quarterback, our defense coordinator, and the whole staff. So,
man, well said, man. I love everything that you said, man. I'm in agreement with you that, I think that DJ Moore at the particular time that we might have had to overreach him and get him and overpay him because we were so depleted on talent on the wide receiver side that we were just happy with anything that we could have probably got out of that Carolina deal. And he did okay with Justin Fields. He had a good seasons with Justin Fields. He was okay with Caleb Williams, but it seemed like when Ben Johnson came here to put his stamp on everything that he was not the type of wide receiver I saw going forward with Ben Johnson. Like I was told CJ, before the season starts, DJ Moore's going to be traded. And the reason why I say he's going to get traded because the weapons that we have on offense, there's no reason to keep him anymore. It's just like the young guys are coming up. There's no need to keep him. So you got Luther Burden that's looking like he could be a wide receiver one. You got Roman Doomsday when healthy, he's a wide receiver one. Then you have Colston Loveland, even though he's a tight end, he's just a taller wide receiver. And then you still got Jade Walker here. You still got other guys here, Khalif Raymond. So it's like, why keep this guy? He's the most expensive wide receiver we have. He probably doesn't fit the scheme. And a lot of people in the fan base had an issue with DJ Moore as far as his attitude, as far as his route running, as far as him finishing routes and everything like that. So, and then on top of that, the relationship that he had with Caleb Williams wasn't always the most productive or, DJ Moore was being more like a mentor. Like, you remember how when Keenan Allen was here, you saw that Caleb and they were best friends. And it was a number one wide receiver. So you expected a little bit more camaraderie between Caleb and DJ, but it never happened, man. It just never happened. And you can tell that over time, that type of relationship would have went sour and it would have went south. because DJ wants the ball all the time, and the offense that we're running in the scheme looks like this is the ball's going to get passed around, and you're not going to get those type of targets anymore. So he needed to go to a place to where he can be the primary wide receiver in a different type of offense.
And that's what I love about, you know, on offense and defense, how versatile we are. Defenses don't know who to key on, and I think that's the future of the NFL. You have so many players that can make plays, right? It's not just you have the number one wide receiver and just throw it up to him. That's not Ben Johnson's offense. There's so many playmakers on this offense and defense. Obviously, you know, when you look at Thieneman and Kobe Bryant, they both can play, you know, both positions, and that's what you want. So in offense and defense, we're a versatile team, and I love that. Because that's the thing. You have a team that you know, maybe has a number one wide receiver, running back, and you scheme against them and you shut them down, and then you lose. And what I love about what Ben Johnson is building is that you don't know who you're going to stop one week. Obviously, it's, you know, with Colston Loveland, his talent is absolutely there. But yeah, I mean, Luther Burden, I mean, I just love, like, you know, how many things he's going to be able to do. And I'm excited to see that. And yes, Bears players and any players can get better in their second, third years. I know a certain fan base says it was just a one-year wonder, but I'm ready to have Ben Johnson prove them wrong.
Yeah. So then we got the C of the CNG podcast, CJ Porter in here. CJ, how you doing, bro? We haven't talked about a lot of the off-season stuff right now, man. But hey, man, it's training camp, man. It's camp battles, man. It's trades. It's the draft. It's Caleb Williams, the second-year Ben Johnson offense, man. It's a lot of things that's going on right now that's making it look very good for us in the season going forward, man. We have nothing to build on but momentum. The wide receiver room is good. The offensive line is good. The quarterback, like he's transcendent. Cover Madden, number 51 player on top 100. You know what I mean? So everything is looking up right now on this team. So just give me your thoughts on all the offseason stuff before we really get into the content that we're going to be doing tonight. We're talking about the training camp battles, man. So how you been, CJ? And what's going on and your thoughts about this offseason, heading into training camp and everything like that?
Well, I definitely think the Bears got the upper hand as far as their offense and what they want to do with it and how they want to run it. As far as their offensive line, I think it's in pretty good shape. With Ozzie Trapello possibly coming back. I don't know how healthy he is, but I guess we'll find out when the season starts. So that's a good start there. And then you got all the wide receivers, young wide receiving core, the tight ends, you know, just everything just seems like this is good and balanced for the Bears offense right now to really take off. You know, and that's positive. And another positive thing is that the Bears coming into training camp with no injuries, no big injuries. You know, so I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you say. I think the health is wealth. You know what I'm saying, Andy and DA's like health is wealth, man. If you can be the best team in the world, if you can't get to the beginning of the season healthy and to the end of the season healthy, like what are we really doing? So we've been getting hit by the injury bug. Last season was the craziest amount of injuries I think I've seen on this team, Andy. Like, what were your thoughts on us being injured like the way we were, but continue to be, you know, the next man up, man? That was really impressive.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, you know, a testament to kind of you have leadership. And obviously we've gone through years of leadership. You know, that last year, Caleb's first year, right? We were right there in a few games, and obviously Eberflus didn't have it. And now we have a coach that gets it, that just infuses that in his players, and that makes a difference. When you have a team in training camp, in practice, it goes over the details. You know, these wins are not lucky wins. They put them in position to make plays when they need to. And so that's what I love about the coach, and I love about kind of what the team and leadership has been doing.
Yeah. So you want to piggyback on anything about that, DH, man, before we get into it, man? As far as the culture of the Bears and the next man up, because I honestly think that it takes a certain type of person to actually have that philosophy coming to fruition, because we don't have a stout defensive line. We got guys that are probably overpaid on the expensive line, the third most expensive defensive line in the NFL right now with Dio and Grady and, you know what I'm saying, Dexter. These guys are not performing well, man. So the fact that we stayed in those games, not really having a great defensive line pass rush. How much credit do you give that to the Chicago Bears coaching staff? Dennis Allen, of course, but Ben Johnson leading the way with the no excuses, man, next man up.
Yeah, that's definitely kudos to Dennis Allen, getting into them guys, letting them know, like, hey, listen, we need you all to be where y'all supposed to be. Get there. These the zones.
Share the live. People in here. Share the live, people. My bad. Go ahead.
Get everything that you need to get done. But that's just like just like the body. One part of the body doesn't work, then something else kicks in. Your left hand does, or your right hand doesn't work, and that's your dominant hand. You learn how to write with your left hand, and vice versa. So that was just, the Bears players and the Bears coaches, Dennis Allen, Ben Johnson, getting together and actually working out a plan. Now that they're gonna have more healthiness coming out there, is definitely gonna be a very dominant defense. I believe it's gonna be a very dominant defense.
CJ, what's your thoughts on the defense heading into this season? Are you concerned? Are you worried about us not getting a certain quarterback? Because we've got a lot of good quarterbacks this year. We can't run away from the quarterback gauntlet that we got. We got Trevor Lawrence. We got Jalen Hurts again. We got Baker. We got Baker. We got a new young guy coming to the division, and Kyler Murray that's coming to the team, and he's a rookie to the NFC North. So it's a bunch of quarterbacks that we got to deal with. So just what's your thoughts on the pass rush and everything like that with the amount of quarterbacks that we got to play this year, the good ones?
I mean, the pass rush still concerns me because we have not really seen production out of that pass rush and getting to the quarterback in particular. We've seen them get a couple of run stops on a couple of running backs and whatnot, but we really haven't seen that pressure from that front four to get to that quarterback, and that does concern me because the Bears were dead last in that last year in sacks.
Yeah, the front four is the situation that scared me based off the quarterback. So when we get ready to play guys like Josh Allen, I'm like, how are people just confidently picking him? Like, he's pound for pound the best quarterback in the NFL outside of my homeboy. Josh Allen is not a scrub. Up until that last playoff season, the playoff game he was being good. Last season was last season, but pound for pound, we have to play against him. I'm not overly confident that we can beat a quarterback back like that with the lack of pressure that we can't get. You know what I mean? It's just a couple of series where we don't get to the quarterback and he can open up the whole game with the pass or the run, and we're not good at stopping the run. So to me, we are in for a shootout. Probably a lot of games this season based off of maybe us not getting to the quarterback as much as I would like them to. But I still believe in the next man up, man. I think that's ingrained in this football team right now. I still believe in of Austin Booker, and I still believe in a young boy, Andy. I'm gonna get to his name, Jordan Vandenberg. I believe in that kid so much, bro. I think he has all the talent in the world. I think that him having that great athletic RAS score, I think the fact that we got Grady Jarrett to, sharpen that iron for him and show him the ropes in the offensive line, Andy, that he got to go up against with the Darnell Wright and the Jonah Jackson and the Joe Tooney, you know what I'm saying, and the Braxton Jones. So the fact that he's that great or that good raw athletically, he has everything around him inside this team and this organization for him to be more than probably his draft stock, even though he dropped, because I couldn't find anything on tape or anybody dropped. And the reason why he dropped is because he had a hunt. He was on a hunt in South Africa, which is legal, but when he was at Penn State, they frowned upon that. He had to leave school. So he had to go to Georgia Tech. But he was projected, Jordan Vandenberg was projected to be a second or third round pick before that happened. So we end up getting a third round pick in the 6th round for something like that. This could be a diamond in the rough. But go ahead, Andy.
I'll say you had a great point, and I think that's something we haven't been able to say in past years because obviously we know in training camp and practices, they ones versus ones, and it is really iron sharpening iron. If you have a fantastic offensive line, they're going to be challenging and pushing these players to get better. And I love that point of view because, we finally have an offensive line that we can rely on. We haven't had that for so long, and to really push some of these younger defensive players I don't know about you. I remember last year at training camp, we were so worried about, Caleb going 0 for 8 or whatever he was. Like he was missing all these, you know. And I remember going one day and just, you know, seeing them like Dennis Allen kind of, they're all challenging each other, and that's what you want. You want a team that's gonna push each other to be great. And obviously we have a quarterback that you know, he's thinking greatness. He's not just thinking, you know, oh well, let's win a game, let's, you know, get stats. He wants to be great, and you have players that are working against each other that are on that same track. It's been a long time since maybe Lovie Smith era that we had a you know, that type of mentality where you got, you know, players that are great players that are pushing. And you know, it's obviously a shame that we only had a Rex Grossman at quarterback. Otherwise, we would have won that Super Bowl. But tell you what, that is a fantastic point that we have players that are you know, pushing each other.
Yeah, it's great, man, that we actually have this amount of depth on this team right now, because it lets you know how far we come in a little amount of time, and that's great, man. I think that we got a couple of blue chips on this team, especially on offense, man. We got Caleb a blue chip, Roma Dunze, I think is a blue chip, Luther Burden, you know, I think Logan Jones is a blue chip. You know what I mean? I think Colston Loveland's another blue chip on offense. Once you get like 5 or 6 of those on your team, you're an elite, probably super bound playoff team. And we have to get the same thing matched on defense, man. We just got to find a way to get some gems so we can solidify us and our winning future here in Chicago, man. Like, you just really got to find a way. But with that being said, man, I'm going to let you guys pick what topic we talk about first, man. So you got the center position for as far as the camp battles. You got the number 2 corner position. You got the left tackle. You got the third wide receiver. So I'm going to let the rookie DH pick which topic we talk about first. I'm gonna pull it up, man. DH, what you got, bro?
All right, man. Well, with me being the type of guy that I am, I love offense, right? So I got to go with the number 3 wide receiver spot. I definitely like this that we have. We have the type of guys that have the speed. We have the veteranness with Khalif Raymond that knows, hey, this is where you bring it down some, make your cuts, let your blocks get in front of you. Janae Walker, he's progressing well. He was constantly staying in the gym, constantly showing himself, working out and training himself. He was with a couple of receivers out in LA, just pretty much learning. He was soaking up everything about what he could do to get better, consistent with his catching. One of the things that he has going into training camp is locking in this spot. He knows that there's a battle here, but he's saying I can do more than just be the guy that you can count on maybe later on in the game. He wants to be on that field. And with Xavier Thomas, man, he stated it like, I'm doing more than just being into this punt return, kick return. I want to get 1,070 yards of kickoff return yards alongside earning the trust in his route running and his alignment and securing a rolling spot in this offense. So that's just right there, you know, kind of like backtracks on what you were saying, guys stepping up. Because that third receiver spot, even though it is slot most of the time, you got to step up. Third down, second down. And we know Ben Johnson, fourth down. We need you out there. We need you really stepping up. So I feel that this battle right here, for some people, it may not be the most important, but teach his own is that one spot that goes, this is going to be your spot that keeps the game going.
Well, I love it, man. Well said. So we're gonna go to CJ. Then I'm gonna pass and see what Andy has to say about the third wide receiver. CJ, what's your thoughts, man? Because you got Khalif Raymond, man, who knows Ben Johnson's offense, and to me, he looks like he's gonna probably get a captain on his jersey. The way I've heard him up there on the podium, he like Caleb talked about him. He said, man, I was kind of having a down day, and Khalif told me, hey, man, look up, man. Everybody's looking at you. So the fact that he knows Ben Johnson's offense, he seems like a vocal leader. He's great on the podium. He might be the number 1 third coming out. But then you got Xavier Thomas, man. How long can you keep him off the field with that type of speed? Like, I think Xavier Thomas with that 4.2 speed could probably get us to the NFC Championship in certain play calls. There's no way he's not going to be able to stay on the field or be on the field going forward in this season. He's probably the fastest guy on the team. And you got Jade. He's a good boundary wide receiver, man. He got good footwork. He got good route running too, good hands, and he's tall. But between those three, CJ, man, what are your thoughts on the number 3 wide receiver position going into the season and training camp? How you think this battle is going to end up, man?
But I definitely think Khalif Raymond got the edge of going Ben Johnson's offense and getting into that third spot. Now, a guy like Xavier Thomas, with the speed he has, I think he will eventually get on the field, but probably not as a number 3. If they do like a four wide receiver set, you may see him out there. If they do like a 5 wide receiver set, you may see him out there. But I think he's really going to be dangerous in the kick return game. Mm-hmm. I don't see him as being that third guy. I see more of that going to Khalif Raymond, and I see Xavier Thomas being more of that punt returner guy, that kick returner guy.
Okay. Andy, what's your thoughts, man? Because I think that, I don't know, I've watched a lot of Xavier Thomas tape, but I don't think he's just a punt returner, kick returner. I've seen a lot of his tape, and he can do both. You know what I mean? So what's your thoughts, man? Who you got leading the charge, or who you think comes away with it in the training camp?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is, trust with the quarterback, and obviously Khalif Raymond has the edge because he's got trust with the head coach, which, automatically trust with Caleb. Khalif Raymond has 2,554 yards in his career. That is more total yards than any of the top 3 Packer wide receivers combined. So right. I tell you what, like, you see the hat.
Look, you see the hat. You know what that means. Shout out to my sponsors over there, Rob them at F Green Bay. You know what it is, man.
Absolutely, and I know that Khalif Raymond is good because my guy Seventh Letter was sad to lose him on the Lions. So tell you what, like Khalif Raymond, I think he's going to be a big factor. Talk about the word trust, and I think Xavier Thomas is immensely talented. I think maybe next year might carve more of a rollout, but I think it does take time to get those reps with the quarterback. And one thing that I think a lot of people are sleeping on is Jade Walker. He came through big time, in the clutch with that catch. And when you talk about like changing a culture of a team, obviously Ben Johnson, did that, but it's Caleb Williams as well. You're seeing it national and media all the times in the clutch, how Caleb came through, and then a team believes that he can do that because he's been there before. And so with Jade Walker, he's been there before. So I think that's going to be huge when you look at him carving a rollout in this offense as well. He's been there before. Obviously, Khalif Raymond, getting used to the guys. I think ultimately it's going to be Jade Walker. Khalif Raymond has that veteran presence. He's going to have, obviously a piece, but I think Jade Walker is going to ascend to this spot. Just kind of a gut feeling, for how he kind of filled in when he needed to. He stepped up when they really needed him last season.
Man, I agree. Go ahead, Darius. Go ahead, please.
I'll double back on that real quick. So I actually want to add in 2 of the things that both CJ and you said. So looking into it, right? And I forgot to mention it. Earlier in the season, they were asking for grades of the mini count. So Xavier Thomas was the surprise top receiver or top player during mini count. They stated that Xavier Thomas is definitely one of the guys they want to get out there on the field. He has gained a lot of the trust with Ben Johnson as well. And with Khalif Raymond, like we said, he's the veteran with Ben Johnson. And it was just more so everything that he has been doing. He has been great leadership, being that captain, being that guy that's bringing these 2 along, letting them know, because they're going to be the ones that's in jet sweeps. We've seen Ben Johnson call a lot of jet sweeps when he was with Detroit. Khalif Raymond got a lot of those. So of course we know we're going to bring that here. DJ Moore had a lot of screens. Khalif Raymond had a lot of screens when he was with Detroit and both Ben Johnson. So if they actually were bringing in a lot with these 3 here, and that just makes it where it seems like the battle for it is not even a battle. It's more so of, hey, we have this play for you for this 3rd receiver spot. We had this play for you for 3rd receiver spot. We had this play for you for 3rd receiver spot. So
I like that. I just think that, it's not going to be too many opportunities, for them to get to the 3 wide receiver spot, man. It's going to be very few and far between that they probably get their number called outside of a Roman Dunze, a Luther Burden. Then you got a Colston Loveland. You know what I mean? And once you get past those guys, you getting the ball as a 3rd wide receiver, bro. It's going to come down to who does Ben trust more, who does Caleb trust more, and who they both like at that moment. As much as I want to agree with that, it's going to be a play for him and a play for that. I don't know if I'll see that totally. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to come down to who's the best performer at the 3rd wide receiver spot in general. I think who's ever the best in training camp. Like Khalif Raymond, yeah, he's a little bit older. At the same time, I think he's not going to be here for the long haul. But I think for one season, being a veteran in that locker room, being a leader, I think he actually just gets the nod just based off that. And I think everybody else after that, I think that Xavion and Jade is going to be fighting for that. And I think that 4.2 speed that the young boy got, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field in a lot of these packages. Because to me, if I'm a coach and just because you're a rookie, that don't really matter to me. This is my scheme. This is my offensive line. This is my quarterback. So if you can show me with the reps that I'm going to give you, and you're faster than the other guy, I'm going to be giving the guy who's better. It's all about who's the best player, who's going to get the most opportunities to me. So I see that being Xavion, but I do not think that Jade Walker is going to be a slouch this season. I just think that you can't teach 4.2 speed, bro. You can't teach it. You cannot teach that shit, bro. And that can put that on the field. It can be explosive in the right situation for us to get over the hump and get past some of these teams. Well, shout out to my boy David is in here, man, for sharing the live, bro. I appreciate it. If you guys on X, Andy, if you're on your laptop, and DH, man, make sure you guys share the live. So let me go back into this, man, and I'm gonna let the OG pick the next one. I'm gonna let Andy pick the next topic. Hold on one second. Let me pull that back up. Here we go. It's the Wheel of Fortune wheel, man. It's the Wheel of Fortune wheel. Andy, it's on you, man. We just talked about the number 3 wide receiver position, man. So what are you doing, man? What are you picking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Iowa guy. Gotta love Iowa offensive linemen. So I'm gonna go with the centers here.
Okay, kick us off, man. You got Logan Jones, 2nd round pick, come from a pro system. They do anything in Iowa. They know how to groom potatoes, cows, and offensive linemen in Iowa, bro. And you got Grady Bradbury, who's coming in, bro, from the New England Patriots, man. Off a Super Bowl appearance, no hurries, no rushes, no sacks. So go ahead, man. Just give me your thoughts on this position and who you think is going to be the week 1 starter.
Well, I want to ask a question first. There was a certain center from the Baltimore Ravens that everybody wanted us to sign in the offseason. Do you remember the name of that guy?
Lindenbaum, right?
Tyler Lindenbaum, also an Iowa center. So, and he followed actually a similar. Logan Jones followed a similar path. Logan Jones started out at Iowa on the defensive line. All right, so he is kind of aware of that from a scheme and how you attack the offensive line. And Iowa switched him over to center, and it's a blueprint for exactly what Tyler Linderbaum kind of went through, right? And obviously, he's tough. He's been with the Hawkeyes. He was with them, for a long period of time. He's a solid player. You talk Kirk Ferentz, obviously, talks glowingly about him. So I love Logan Jones. We'll see about this year. It may take him a little time to kind of, especially at that center position, to kind of. We talked about trust, like gaining, Caleb's trust and learning all the calls at the line of scrimmage. I mean, I think that's, underrated what the center has to really kind of do from calling all the protections and all those things. So what I'm thinking is that Garrett Bradbury will, obviously he was in the Super Bowl. He's a veteran presence, and I think that he's going to, start out at least the first half of the season. And I think that he's going to get the nod here. He obviously he's had issues with the Vikings and previous teams, but he's a veteran presence, and I think that's what you need with a team that's trying to ascend. And I think Logan Jones is going to learn from him, and maybe by midseason it will be turned over to Logan Jones, or late, or maybe even next year. But I love that. Obviously, it stunk to have our center retire. but this is probably the best case scenario to have a Logan Jones fall to us and then trade for Garrett Bradbury and have a veteran presence there. So I think right away it's going to go to Garrett Bradbury.
Okay. You know, DH, what's your thoughts on it, man? Because I'm gonna save mine for last, man. What's your thoughts on this young guy right here, bro?
Actually,
Battle.
Listen. Wow, you hit it right on the spot. Looking into Grady, I feel that he's really underrated. Like you said, no pressures, no sacks. He's really that veteran that should have been in a couple of Pro Bowls by now, but because he's had setbacks with previous teams, Minnesota, I think he maybe had a little setback with New England at a point in time. Not too much, but he did have some discouragement there. But his numbers show it. His numbers show that he should have been a Pro Bowler at least 3 times already. And that's exactly what I feel will be in front of Logan to show him. It's not necessarily going, hey, this guy is definitely the better guy than you, but it's more so that veteran presence that knows it. Hey, Logan, take your time, learn what he's doing. Learn what, hey, this call is here. He's noticing this. He's noticing this, the defense of what's happening, how the mic is moving, and ready to get the ball to the quarterback. Logan Jones, he's definitely advanced for the type of center he is right now. Like you said, he's went from defense to being on offense, so he knows defensive schemes. But moving into the NFL, now you have a lot more of that shadowing. You have a lot more guys knowing how to fake a blitz and drop back, and vice versa. You don't see that much in college. You don't see that shadow in college. When it's a blitz, you know it's a blitz. When it's a zone, you know it's a zone. You can tell. You're not really seeing that in the NFL. In the NFL, you have guys, a safety could come down on a wide receiver and just start blitzing, and you know it's a great shadow. So that's one of the things that I feel Grady is in place for Logan Jones. Once again, maybe 5-6 weeks, Logan Jones will definitely be somewhere in that starting spot.
CJ, your thoughts on the center position on the battle, bro? What do you think? Who do you think gets the edge, man, to be starting week 1, bro? What you got?
I mean, I still got Grady. Just the fact that he's a veteran. Logan could take the spot just based off of potential. But this is gonna be a pretty good battle right here. I think it's gonna really come down to who Caleb feels more comfortable with in training camp. So this is all kind of building up until this point right now that the Bears are at with these two guys. Who Caleb is gonna be the most comfortable with coming out of training camp. That's who's gonna win the job.
My thoughts on this, man, is I'm gonna go with the 2nd round pick, bro. I don't think you draft a guy that high and spend that much capital on a guy and you wanted him to sit. I don't think Ben Johnson, as patient as he is and as impatient as he is and patient as he is, you drafted this guy in the 2nd round, bro. When a lot of people thought you was gonna get a defensive tackle or an edge rush, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. The fact that we spent this much draft capital on him makes me think that he's going to be starting week 1. And as much as I like Grady Bradbury, man, and I don't mind him starting week 1, I think this is probably going to be the most difficult situation or decision to make on this team in training camp. This is the center. If the center is the head or the neck of the offensive line and the quarterback is the brain or whatever you want to call it, this is important, man. This is the guy that calls the calls normally. Now Joe Tooney's probably going to be the guy that's calling the calls and all that good stuff and everything like that. But this position right here, as far as the camp battle, it don't get no more high stakes than this to me. And I think if his comp was Lindenbaum. So if that's his comp right now, and he's been in that pro style offense and everything like that, it's going to be hard for me to see him not starting week 1. But I don't mind if Grady Bradbury is the week 1 starter. But if you ask me, just thanks for the repost, bro, on X. Thanks, Couch. Thanks, DH. I think it'll be the young boy, man. I think it'll be young boy. And I want to see it. I don't want to see a 2nd round sitting on the bench, bro. We spent this much capital on you and we just want to baby him. I need to know, is this was a bad pick or is he a good pick? I don't want to wait around to see. I really don't. But go ahead, Andy. What's your thoughts?
So a couple things that DH kind of made me think about as well. So I think we forget that Garrett Bradbury was a first-round pick in 2019, the Minnesota Vikings. They thought that highly of him, so he's a first-round pick. The one thing, that I would worry about starting Logan Jones is looking at the first 3 teams that we face, right? And the Panthers obviously I think they lost a linebacker, right? For the
linebacker, and they lost a left tackle and a right tackle.
Okay, yeah. But so the Panthers, I think, have a little bit tougher defense. The second week of season, we play the Vikings, which I think that would be helpful to have Garrett Bradbury starting because he knows that defense, and that Brian Flores defense, like, obviously it's given us trouble, right? It's given the whole division trouble. And to have a veteran presence who has faced that defensive coordinator and that defense in practice and knows, I would, obviously feel a little bit more comfortable kind of looking at that schedule now to have the veterans start. And then we go up against Eagles. So those are 3 tough defenses to throw, rookie in. But obviously, if Logan Jones wins it, then we know how good he is. So yeah.
And that's right. That's what I want to see. Like, how good is he? You know what I'm saying? And I agree, man. Y'all ganged up on me. Y'all all pick Grady Bradbury. That's best stuff. I really don't appreciate that, man. I'm gonna get y'all for that. But we're gonna spin the wheel one more time, man. We got CJ in the building, man, and we're gonna let him pick the next topic, man. So we've done the center position, and we've done the number 3 wide receiver position. CJ, there's 2 more left. That's the left tackle position and number 2 corner position. What you got?
I'm gonna go with left tackle.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
Now everybody is praying on Braxton Jones to come back, with his new workout, his new body transformation or whatever it is. People are counting on him to be the left tackle or whatnot. But I don't know too much about Jarek Willis. I don't know too much about him. I haven't seen too much tape on him, so I really can't get a feel for him. Hopefully in training camp I'll get a chance to look at him and see how he looks. But I gotta give it to Braxton Jones right now.
All right, hold on one second. Yeah. So CJ, what's your thoughts on Braxton Jones? He looks stronger, man. He got a good relationship with Caleb Williams and everything of that nature. How much you think that plays into the part of this, man? Because I've been telling people for the longest time on TikTok and everything, based off the situation that we have, the talent at the quarterback position, the play caller position, and everything else on the offensive line and wide receivers, and Caleb has a rocket arm. I'm not really too much concerned about the left tackle position if we didn't have the quarterback that we had in the coach and everything like that. So just give me your thoughts on how much you think that matters going into the season, just as far as the familiarity.
As far as Braxton Jones being in the offensive line, he's been here before, but he just haven't been in Ben Johnson's offense. But that may make a difference. It may not. Depending on how Caleb can escape pressure and whatnot. We just have to see how it plays out. But I would give him the edge just based off of his experience and playing with Caleb and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I would give him the edge just based off of that.
Yeah, So Andy, man, just the left tackle position, man. Do you think his position is Braxton Jones to lose in general, or do you think that Dredrick Willis, who was a top 10 pick a few years back, can take the position?
Yeah, obviously, I feel like we have coach Ben Johnson and offensive line Dan Rauschar. Obviously they're going to be really trying to help him be successful. I think what is hard. Obviously it sounds like Dredrick Willis was not very good in with the run. So I think, and obviously we know that that's what Ben Johnson wants to do. So, so if they can kind of in training camp, kind of, get him up to speed and get that fire back in the game. Obviously the talent is there. He was a top 10 pick in 2020. You don't get picked that high if there's not talent there. And I think obviously, we know the dumpster fire that the Cleveland Browns has been, and we know, even the Bears, how that changes the mindset of a player, and when you don't have a coach or a culture that's going to really kind of challenge you to be great. So I like what Jedrick Wills can provide. I just think Braxton Jones is going to be he knows the offense, and I just think he's going to be there to start. I mean, we'll see how long he's there, right? But I think to start the season, it's going to be Braxton Jones.
You know what, man? I think what. Go ahead, DH, man. If you ain't spoke on it, man, go ahead, DH.
I mean, I'm ready for you. If you want to speak on it, I can go last because I'm gonna bring this back.
I kind of said it like it's just the position of what we got, the quarterback position, bro. Like I'm not really worried about the left tackle position, man. You're gonna have Sam Roush, who looks like a bouncer. He's the biggest tight end. You got large, extra large, and extra large. Like he's taller than Cole Kmet. He's bigger than Cole Kmet. So it's like once you get past the first line of defense with the offensive line, now you got to go through some bounces, bro. You got to get through Cole Kmet. You got to get through Sam Roush, and you got to get through Colston Loveland, who's a great blocking tight end too. So it's like, and you got Caleb, who's a wizard with the football velocity, speed. The football be having smoke on it when he throw it. He can evade sacks. Like for the first time in a long time, this is one position I'm not worried about, and we're lucky to have the talent that we have on offense, man. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of saying, I think it's Braxton Jones, man. I think it's his to lose. Both these guys are not here on a long-term deal. Braxton Jones got 1 year. I think Jedrick Wills will probably get cut out. He had 1 year. He might get cut. Who knows, man? Isaac Capello was looking great before he got injured, and he looked like he's going to be back to what he was based off of a little bit of film we saw him working out, man. So, it's not a situation where I'm really looking into it long term, and thankfully not, because Braxton Jones has been asked for a lot of part of his career, especially when it comes to the bull rush. But in this situation, he got it, man. He got it.
Yeah, man. So just to throw out a little bit of stats there, just so y'all can see my point of view, right? 2020 is when Jedrick Wills got drafted. He played 15 games, so that pretty much he played every game during that season. Then later on, he had 13 and 17 games. Now these last 3 were pretty horrible. He had 8 games played, 8 starts, 5 games played, 4 starts, and then of course 2025 he sat out. The reason that he sat out is because he had a torn MCL, so he ended up sitting out for the whole year there. Then he comes over, he signs with Chicago Bears, right? Being at a left tackle, at the point of time, 2020, 2021, 2022, when you looked at left tackles, you looked at it like these are the guys that are really protecting your quarterback. That's your backside quarterback. But then once you start getting into the Jalen Hurts, the Patrick Mahomes, the Caleb Williams, and you start saying these guys know how to roll out. These guys know how to get out of trouble. That's when you start looking into something that's a little bit more different. Jedrick Wills, is he a pass or is he a run blocker? Not so much. He didn't let defenders get to the running back, but at the end of the day, he had a lot of holding calls when he was with the Browns. He had a lot of holding calls. So if I'm really going into it and just starting out the very first day, training camp, first day, I'm going with Braxton Jones. Hey guys, go out there, do what you got to do. Let me see what you got on this. And I get Jedrick in there just because it is a competition. I want my best guy out there. But knowing what Jedrick has, I still got to go with Braxton.
Man, so everybody's saying Braxton. And you picked Braxton too. Did you go? You went. So I think this is going pretty fast, man. I think the last position to talk about, man, and CJ, you did talk about it too. So the last position is that number 2 cornerback position, man. And this position here looks like this is going to be probably one of the most important ones because, you got Tariq Stevenson, who's been here for a while, got great potential. He got sticky covers at times. Then you got Terrell Smith. If everything's on the up and up, man, outside his injury that he had, he's back. He can literally take this spot. Then you got the young boy, Malik Muhammad, who's highly regarded by Al Harris and everybody like that. This is going to be the ones because Tariq Stevenson is fighting for his life right now. He's fighting for his NFL career. He's fighting for that next paycheck, fighting for an extension. Terrell Smith might be too. And Malik Muhammad's a young boy on the totem pole, but at the same time, he's a hand-picked. You know, if he's proven to be that he can play the number 2 corner position, then guess what? Al Harris is going to put the best man out there to play. But if you're telling me right now, and I have to pick a guy right now is going to be the number 2 corner, healthy, it's Terrell Smith. It's not even close. It's Smitty. It's Smitty, man. This guy can cover, and I like the way that when he does play dip, he's one of the few I've seen where he launches his body at the ball for PBUs and pass deflections. He can play. So my pick is Terrell Smith. Second, if it comes down to it, is Malik Muhammad. And third, man, as much as I like Tyreek Stevens, man, he's looking like the odd man out. You know what I'm saying? I can't see him in no way, shape, or form, CJ, getting an extension. You know what I mean? I just can't see it. Add that into the equation, I cannot see him getting paid. So I'm gonna give me Terrell Smith, and then I got the young rookie Malik Muhammad coming in at the second time playing it, and then probably be the starter next year. What you think, C?
Okay. I mean, it's really gonna suck for Tyreek Stevenson, you know, not to get that spot because the Bears drafted him in the second round.
Your mic muted, C. You muted your mic.
You know, so that's gonna really be bad for him. Because I think the Bears had so much hope for him to really come along and really just take that spot and just keep it and have it. Now you draft a young rookie in Malik Muhammad. Now you got Terrell Smith coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his spot to really lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think right now you have to put Tyreek Stevenson at the second spot, but it's really his spot to lose. And that's going to be the big question. Is he going to lose that spot? We just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So you got Tyreek Stevenson as your number 2 corner going into camp, winning it. You rattled with that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. DH, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Going into camp, I think that Tyreek has the spot right now. By the time that they come out of camp and probably by the second preseason game, I think Terrell Smith takes that. I think Terrell Smith, he shows up and actually give us what we went and got him for. You know, what Chicago really got him for. And that's because he is one of the cornerbacks that can actually play man position on this team. And then, of course, you know, got the rookie coming in third only because you're a rookie. You definitely gotta learn these wide receivers. So
love it, man. So you got Terrell Smith. I got Terrell Smith coming out of the camp. CJ got Tyreek Stevenson. So Andy, that leaves you, man. What's your thoughts on the number 2 corner position, man? Who do you like the most, or who do you think is going to be the favorite heading into this, man? Because I think Malik Muhammad, how he talks, bro, he's not going to back down, bro. He's not going to back down. He's very, very competitive, and he's very, very good, man. So, and Tyreek, like I say, Tyreek is fighting for his NFL career, man. Didn't get that extension, and Smitty's probably the same thing. But who you got, man?
I tell you what, yeah. I mean, I love the hype around Malik, and you know, obviously, you know, Terrell was having such a good camp last year before he got hurt, right? You know, so I love him as well. You know, the hard thing about Tyreek Stevenson is obviously he's remembered for that meltdown in Washington, and I think you know, he's so talented. He's got all the tools. You know, you have a coach like Eberflus that's not gonna push him in those moments, and I think now we have the coaching staff that's pushing him, and I just think, you know, obviously you got a young Malik that's coming on. I just think for this season it's going to be Tyreek, and you know, maybe even Terrell Smith you know, gets a shot later on the season, but I just think Tyreek Stevenson is going to be you know, opposite of Jalen Johnson, and I think, you know, and maybe you know, they put Malik out there in with the nickel packages, things like that, and you know, maybe if he can make some splash plays, you know, maybe it will be his key to supplant Tyreek.
Yeah, you know what? And to piggyback off, you know, just to make the case for Tyreek Stevenson.
Mute.
Just to make the case for Tyreek Stevenson, he didn't get traded when Nashawn. They traded Nashawn. Mm-hmm. They traded Nashawn. And that let me right there know that they still have belief in Tyreek Stevenson because he could have got traded as well. They let the guy who was leading the NFL in his interceptions go and kept Tyreek. So that sent the message to him, I think, like, hey, we still want you on this team. We're going to give you one last chance to make it, and we let this guy go, man. I just think that is probably motivating him to probably be the best he's probably ever been. And once they trade a guy for you, man, they pretty much let you know, man, like CJ was saying, or you were saying, like, it's his position to lose, especially when you let Nashawn Wright go, who wasn't the best cover corner. He had a lot of interceptions, but what is interceptions, man? It's a little bit overrated because he couldn't cover for nothing. He just was tall, and he got his opportunity when he came this off being tall. You're going to come down with something. He did, but they still traded him, man, and kept Tyreek Stevenson. So that says something to me. So we're going to get into a couple of last topics, man. We're going to do rapid fire, man, and we're going to end it with the top Caleb Williams talk. Of course, we got to talk about Caleb, but we're going to talk about this, CJ. Sports Illustrated, man. Sports Illustrated ranked us out of the top 10. We were number 9 in the secondary, man. You got Houston, you got Denver, you got New England, you got the Rams, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia Eagles, Baltimore, the Ravens, and the Chicago Bears, then the Colts. This is probably something that I would have had us at, and I understand it, but we got a lot of guys, man. We got Devin Bush, we got Kobe Bryant, we got Dylan Thieneman, you got Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, like Tyreek Stevenson, you got Terrell. So this is a good secondary unit when healthy, man. So is this surprising that we made it to the top 9, or you think we should have been rated higher? What do you think?
I don't think it's surprising seeing what the Bears defense did last year with the interception and whatnot. And I think this is what this is based off of. Obviously, we know. But I definitely think the Bears can do better. They got the potential to put up better numbers with this secondary coming around because they got they got Thomas at safety. And they got a good mixture of young potential talent. So, they could potentially do better. But yeah, around that 9th, 10th spot in the NFL secondary, that's probably right where you need to have them right now.
Okay, DH, what's your thoughts on the secondary, man? Because I've been talking to people on TikTok. I'm actually convinced that our linebacker unit might be better than our secondary unit. That's another topic for another day. We got some guys back there: Jack Sanborn, DeMarco Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Devin Bush. You got Ruben Hippolyte, who got he was like a 4.3. He's fast. You got Keyshawn Elliott, man. It's that linebacker unit looking better. TJ Edwards been the OG out there, so that's another topic for another day. But what's your thoughts on this top 10 secondary list? Could we be higher? And what did you think when you saw this?
Seeing it, of course, being happy. I gotta be happy. We made it on the top 10 of for a defense. For a defense that actually gave up a lot of yards, which we know the yards was pretty much rushing. But looking at where we placed, though, and looking at who was in front of us, I was like, Baltimore? Really? Y'all put Baltimore above us? Y'all put Philadelphia above us? Are y'all crazy? We had the top turnovers. What are they doing? But I understand why. I definitely understand why. But yeah, it was definitely, looking at it, it was a shocker. That's definitely a poster that I have that's being printed up, and it's going to be framed in the wall.
I love it, man. So we're going to end it with this particular one. We're going to get into some quarterback talk, man. Andy, man, we number 9, man. I mean, you got a safety that's a rookie running 4.3. We got Jalen Johnson. When healthy, he's probably top 8, top 7 corner in the league, man. Kyler Gordon, when he's healthy, our defense is like ranked number 10. You know what I'm saying? When he went out as the guy that's a Swiss Army knife that could tackle, he could cover, you can bring him down, he could sack. We were like 29th, man. So Kyler Gordon in that nickel position is so important to this team. And then you got the young boys, Malik Muhammad, and you got Kobe Bryant, who's coming off a Super Bowl win, as a veteran and knows what it takes to win in that position as a safety. So just what's your thoughts on this unit right here? Should we be higher or lower, or are you just happy with it, man? That some part of our defense made the top 10 on a huge sports publication.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I love is that, in the entire offseason, I think the Bears defense, especially the secondary, has kind of been dogged on by other fan bases, one in particular, because we, lost so many players, so many turnovers. But you look at what Dennis Allen and what they were able to do with Dylan Thieneman and Kobe Bryant. We got faster. We got more, obviously versatile. The one thing that does bother me, and obviously this does not play into it, but Kyler Gordon was put on the PUP list to start the training camp. So I think that's hard, but tell you what, maybe that gives an opportunity to Malik Mohammed, some of these younger players that are hungry and want to get out there and only know the Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen system. They don't know other systems, and so you kind of get in and maybe they take over that nickel role or whatever. But I didn't know much about Kobe Bryant, obviously in Seattle, but when you look at him, I mean, obviously he's quicker than what we had before. He's played in 3 of his previous 4 seasons. He's played 15 games or more, so he's available. And that's what we haven't had in our secondary for a little while here. So he's been able to make solo tackles. He started out his first year, had a couple sacks. So he's active, I think, around the ball. And when you look at what Dennis Allen wants to do on defense, I think it fits perfectly. So I think, and a lot of things too, I think I've heard other fan bases say bad things about Jalen Johnson. We don't talk about him as much. He is one of the top corners in the league. And obviously they're like, well, he didn't play as well last year. I mean, I have not had a core injury. I've been told it's not,
didn't fall off the bone, man.
Yeah. I've been told it's not good, and he was playing with that, and obviously he wanted to be a part of the winning season, and he hadn't had an opportunity, so he was out there. He was a gamer, and now being fully healthy, I think that's going to really show out in his play as well. So 9 is fine. I think just to be right there, have that recognition. And I think, when you look at a coaching staff that says, like, they maybe there's a little disrespect there. You got some improvement to make. And, hey, no one is looking at you for, the top 8. These other players are better than you. Jalen Johnson, I think he maybe will take that as motivation.
Man, what else? I think I'm happy with the list, man. Like I said, this is a respectable unit when healthy, man. Like, this can be devastating against certain quarterbacks, especially when you think about the pass rush. Even though we expect the pass rush to help the secondary, now you got such a good secondary. Now that front line get a little bit of, maybe a half a second or a second and a half to get to the quarterback, because you can chase guys more with these type of players that's healthy now, especially with the way Dennis Allen is going to be calling corner blitzes and safety blitzes and linebacker blitzes and everything like that. So this unit is going to be respected if it's healthy, man. But we're going to get into the last portion of the show, man. You got to talk about the quarterback, bro. He's the reason why I wake up every day. He's the reason why, I'm drinking matchas and you know what I'm saying. I'm getting Madden 2027 in the cover of Madden. He's the reason, man. He's the reason for the season. So it just recently came out, DH, man, that he's ranked number 51 on the quarterback list, bro. He's ahead of a lot of guys. He's ahead of Trevor Lawrence. I think he's ahead of who. Jordan Love, he's ahead of him. That guy's number 72. You know what I'm saying? So he's in front of some guys that a lot of people. He's in front of. I think Drake May. He was in front of Drake May. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was in front of him. And I think he's going to be in front of Jaden Daniels. But we finally got a franchise quarterback. I think the highest I've ever seen one of our quarterbacks ranked on one of these was 83, and it was Justin Fields in 2024. He was number 83, and he fizzled out. But now we got a quarterback that's number 51, man, and that's very impressive, man. This dude's been getting his flowers from the national media. The cover of Madden, people are picking him to be an MVP candidate and everything like that. So when you see this right here, man, for us to be a quarterback star fan base, to see it actually turn around for once in our life from a guy that could throw the ball off platform, evade sacks, man. He got a hell of a cannon, he got an arm. He's likable, man. Look like he could be a potential face of the NFL soon. Chicago, he's pretty much looking like a young icon already. So what's your thoughts on Caleb Williams, man, being ranked this high? He's being looking like the face of the NFL soon, and he just looked like he's almost taking over. He just got to put everything else together. But how do you feel about your quarterback ranked 51, DH?
Yeah, man. Listen. He's ranked ahead of 2 players that I really dislike.
Okay.
Of course, number 1, Jordan Love. He's ranked higher than him, right? But the second one that I really dislike, I don't see him as a quarterback, is Lamar Jackson. He's ahead of Lamar Jackson, the guy that everybody's like, oh, well, Lamar can't pass. And then he showed up, he can pass. And then he's always running, right? Even having MVP years. He's ahead of that guy. That lets me know right there that our franchise quarterback is definitely that man. Iceman all day. Iceman all day. We've seen it from the plays, man, the comebacks, Mr. Comeback Kid himself. So that's definitely I'm definitely happy to see where he's at that 51, and can't wait to see him get out there and work on what he stated that he wants to work on.
Man, I love it, man. CJ, your thoughts, man, on Caleb being ranked number 51 with his peers, bro. These are his peers, man. People got a lot of good things to say about him. That boy Michael Parsons was looking like a fangirl when he was on the interview. He's like, it's just the, he's like, the ceiling is everything, man. He just was gushing over our quarterback, Michael Parsons, man. That was funny to see that, because he hasn't sacked my quarterback yet, man. So the love fest for Caleb Williams continues amongst his peers, the national media, Bear fans, man. He's number 51 right now, man. It's the highest I've seen one of our quarterbacks ever be. So what's your thoughts on it, C?
Man, my thoughts on it. Look, if you're not a Bears fan, you got to have respect for Caleb Williams and the way he performed in the playoffs. Because a lot of people have not seen, what they've seen, from any Bears quarterback for any young quarterback like this in the playoffs before. So you got to give respect to Caleb Williams when it's due. The fact that we finally got a franchise quarterback, which we never really had in our history, it says a lot. And I hope the Bears could do right by him. His contract is going to be coming up in a couple of years. He's going to want a big deal, and hopefully they can keep as much as the guys on this team as they can. But I know it's going to be tough. Some guys are definitely going to have to let go because of contracts and whatnot. But hopefully he can get a good 5-6 6 championship year run out of him.
Right.
So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, man. And Andy, man, to see this, man, you've been a Bear fan longer than all of us up here, man. Man, you're the elder. You guide us in the quarterback talk, man. You've seen it from a Jay Cutler not caring but being super talented. You've seen it from a Rex Grossman who couldn't throw past 30 yards. You've seen it from a Mitch Trubisky who was taken higher than probably what he should have been taken and everything like that. And then you got Justin Fields, who's a great runner, but he couldn't read the field. He couldn't process information. Super athletic, but he was not this guy who looks like he's everybody in one. He's a great leader. His teammates love him. Crazy arm, super athletic, very relatable, very respectable, and it's looking like he's just checking off every single check box you can check off for a young man. Either that's his QB performance or off the field. So I'm not surprised that he's getting his flowers, man. So what's your thoughts on your quarterback this season, and especially being ranked number 51 in the top 100, man?
Yeah, first of all, I am Cade McNown and Jim Miller old. So tell you what, I've been through some putrid quarterbacks.
Talk about it, man. Let us know what we at.
Even Jim McMahon, right? That defense carried him to the Super Bowl, right? And then he fell off, right? And so I think when you talk about a quarterback that's 51, this I think is a perfect spot for him. He's being recognized by his peers, and they know how dangerous he is. 58%. Okay, well, we won the division. He won the division. He came back and he showed that the moment's not too big for him. And that's what I love, because, I remember going to training camp and Mitch Trubisky, fantastic person. He stayed longer than any other player signing autographs, and great person, but not a great quarterback, right? And I think we want a quarterback that's going to have that killer instinct, and in the moment is going to be able to make the play, and he makes every single throw, and he is able to do things that obviously not many quarterbacks can do. And so I love it that he's at 51. There's a ton of room for improvement. and I love that we have the right coach for him to kind of push him, and they push each other. And that's what I love about Ben Johnson as well. Like in press conferences, he say, well, Caleb has picked him up a few times, right? And so the talent is undeniable. I don't care, what fan base tries to say this is a one-hit wonder. It's obviously not. You look at, OTAs, all that stuff, just how comfortable he is in the offense, and they're able to kind of, do a little bit more. So he was able to get by on his talent, and now he's going to get by on the talent and kind of the knowledge that he's continuing to grow. So I that's what you want. Obviously, you want a quarterback that's talented, but you want a quarterback that can do it in the moment. And we have not had that. Jay Cutler was probably the best quarterback prior to Caleb that I can remember. He had the talent, but he would just like throw it and not care. And obviously it sucks to see that, but now having a Caleb Williams as our quarterback, you're right. I mean, it's easier to go into these online discussions and say, okay, well, we have a quarterback that, his peers recognize how good he is, how dangerous he is. It's hard to prepare for it. And that was the biggest thing. It's hard to prepare for the off script stuff. So when he continues to feel more comfortable in this offense, it's really the sky's the limit. And one question I have as well, I would love to see the sales of the Madden, this year's Madden in Wisconsin. I'm sure it's especially I think when they turn it on, that
yes,
right, the load up screen is
I'm sure the sales aren't as good in Wisconsin. So, but yeah, it's hard not to be excited. No Packer fan, with 58%, none of those stats can rain on my parade because of what he did. I remember in that Rams game, I wasn't even, obviously it sucked that we lost, but I remember tweeting out that touchdown to Cole Kmet, and I said, this quarterback and this team, it's just like it to me, last year had 2015 Cubs written all over it. I mean,
right.
Maybe we were a year early. Maybe this is the year, that he puts it all together. So obviously, you want a quarterback that's not afraid of the moment. And that whole Rams, that last interception, obviously there were a lot of factors, right? But I love that he went for the dagger. He didn't settle for let's hand it off, and Ben Johnson didn't either. They're like, let's go for it. Obviously, there was some miscommunication with DJ, but it was a fantastic play by the Rams player, right? So I think you have a quarterback that's not afraid of the moment, that's going to go for it, that's going to learn from that. Obviously, learn from that from the first Green Bay game to the next two, right? And that's it's really, I was definitely a truther on Justin Fields, right? I did a tearful video saying goodbye to him and all that. But obviously the truth is, he's talented. The coaching staff didn't do him right. Didn't kind of, instill in, what he needed to be a full quarterback. And he just didn't see the field, the full field, right? And I hope he does well. I hope maybe he restarts his career. But he's just not Caleb Williams. And it's nice to have Caleb Williams as my quarterback.
Man, well said, man. We're going to go around. We're just going to give our quick final thoughts, man. If there's anything last minute you guys want to talk about, DH, man, anything you want to bring up that I didn't bring up right now, and tell the people who you are, man, and tell the people where they can find you at, man. So give me 1 second, man, and you can go ahead and tell the people where they can find you, man. What's going on, DH?
Yeah, so real quick, I just want to bring something up real quick. Going into this training camp, you got Caleb Williams stating that he's striving for a 70% completion rate to increase his efficiency and keeping the offense on the field and moving. That is the type of quarterback that I want, and I'll pick 100% all the time. He knows what he needs to work at, and he wants to go there. And you can find more of that on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and here. Everything is Couch Sports, one word, podcast, everywhere. Thank you so much.
I love it. So Andy, man, what you got for us, man? What's your final thoughts, Andy? What you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, this is really the most excited I've been for a Bears team in a long time, you know, and obviously last year was a wild ride. This is a new year, right? And what I love is that we have a quarterback and a coaching staff that's like DH said, they're not satisfied, and that's what you want, to continue to progress. And so it's just, I'm excited, and obviously, you know, to see every single week we have an opportunity to win. I don't care how hard the schedule looks right now. We have a quarterback, we have players that have been there, that have done that, and that's all you can ask for kind of going into these matchups. And so I'm excited, you know, and obviously there's, you know, sky is the limit for this, you know, team right now. So we talk about it on Wednesdays, obviously on the Freezing 4 NFC North podcast on my YouTube, NFL Outdated. And we also talk about it, you know, on TikTok, Freezing 4 Pod. And, you know, obviously I try to fight the good fight on X and let others know that, hey, we're here to stay. And what I love about, you know, the season is going to all these lists, whatever, right? What matters, all these stats that people say about Jordan Love or Caleb Williams, none of that matters. Winning matters, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm ready for Chicago to become Win City.
Man, I love it too. CJ, what's your final thoughts? See what you got for us, bro?
I'm gonna say definitely for what the Bears did last year. I know a lot of people are expecting them to do more this year. I just want them to keep, you know, winning football games, getting the confidence up, because they were so close to getting to that Super Bowl. It was so close to get to Super Bowl last year. One play away. You know, defense couldn't get it together, but hopefully we'll see a pass rush this year that can get to the quarterback and get some type of pressure. You know, we may not see a lot of sacks, but I just want to see some pressure. You know, make the quarterback make mistakes. We got the secondary that can get interceptions. So if the Bears can just focus on maybe just getting some pressure, maybe not getting sacks all the way to the quarterback, but just getting some type of pressure, getting turnovers. You know, give the Bears offense a chance to go down the field and score. That's what I want to see this year.
Man, and that's yeah. And I want to see that too, man. And I think my final thoughts is this: is that we got the quarterback of the future, man. We got the coach that's going to lead us in a decade. We got Caleb that's going to be here 10 plus years. You know, we got every single weapon you can dream of. Finally, you got a good run game in Calvin Nunn, got DeAndre Swift. You got great tight ends that we're running 13 personnel. You're going to be pick your poison with a Colston Loveland and a Cole Komet and a Sam Roush. Like, what are we doing here, man? You got the protector of the year in Joe Tooney. You got pancaking Darnell Wright. You got Jonah Jackson, who is his twin. Now you got Dredrick Willis, who they look like triplets. You know, and you got young Braxton Jones, and you got Caleb Williams, and you got the defense that's going to be looking like you're going to be putting Kyler Gordon in blitz packages and Keyshawn Elliott and Kobe Bryant and Devin Bush. Like, I think we're going to be okay, man. I think that, you know, we got the young guy. We got Austin Booker, who's looking like he's got bigger and he's been in the gym. So I think that if everything goes right for the Chicago Bears this season, I can see us potentially reaching this NFC Championship. And with a little bit of luck, because you got to have health to be lucky. You got to sometimes win lucky games. You know, it is football. Sometimes the ball just bounces to where it's supposed to bounce to, and you get those. So with that being said, I'm pumped up for training camp. I hope we come out of training camp healthy with minor to no injuries. I really want to see Caleb Williams work on his short to intermediate throws. I really want to see Caleb Williams come out this year and get the yards that you got in front of you when you got the opportunity to run the ball. He had one of the fastest times running the football, like at 22 miles an hour last season. So, bro, if the throw is not there, we've seen you get past that first line of defense with the defensive lineman and the linebacker, even some safeties. Just get the yards, bro. If you want to get to that 70% completion rate, you have to take every single blade of grass, every single yard. Keep the defense on their toes. I'm G Walker, the CNG Podcast. That's CJ from the CNG Podcast. That's my boy DH Money to Don. And that's Andy from NFL Outdated. We will see you guys when we see you. And don't forget to pull up and bear down. We out of here. Peace.